Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Matthew King, and this is the very first episode of Professor DW's podcast. If you're unfamiliar with Professor DW, he is kind of in charge of putting together our contests here at Eli Sports Network. He puts together contests for the NFL season, for All-Star Weekend for baseball, for the Kentucky Derby, for March Madness, and he's got a lot of other ideas also. For fall, it'll just be an NFL-only contest for Professor DW, so we will have an cast out each and every week, recapping last week's contest, as well as a preview and the professor's picks for the following week of the NFL season. Also, you can go through a quick rundown of exactly what Professor DW's NFL Pick'em Challenge is. Open contest. Anyone is eligible to win except for full-time employees here at Eli Sports Network. The winner each week, whoever picks the most games correctly, wins $17. If you beat the professor, you get an extra $10 for $27 total. If there's a tie, we do have a tiebreaker. The tiebreaker this year, a little bit different. It is the total yardage of field goals made throughout the entire NFL each week. So every field goal counts. 3-point field goals only. Extra points do not count into that. So don't add those for your tiebreaker guess. If we go to a tiebreaker and someone gets the total yardage exactly right, which, believe it or not, we have happened before, you double your max of $54 for a weekly win. Once you win, you are eligible for the postseason challenge, which we'll talk a little bit more about here in just a little bit. Second place also gets a spot in the postseason challenge. Second place, you don't win any money, but still in your spot for the postseason challenge. Just because you win one week or finish second one week doesn't mean you want to stop playing, because you can take up other entrants into that postseason. It's a max of 36, but it could end up being just two if the same two people finish in the top two each and every week. So you want to take up as many of those spots as possible. Give yourself a better chance to win in the postseason. The winner of the postseason challenge wins the Ticket Bonanza. That is 2 tickets to the Seattle Seahawks, 2 tickets to the Seattle Mariners, 2 tickets to the Seattle Kraken, 2 tickets to the Seattle Sounders, 2 tickets to Seattle Storm, 2 tickets to the Tacoma Rainiers, and 2 tickets to Emerald Downs for a day of horse racing as well. There's cash out prize option that you can take if you're more interested. You either get the Ticket Bonanza or you get the cash out option as well in that postseason challenge. And don't really tease what the questions will be for the postseason challenge. You're just going to have to qualify, and you'll be able to see what they are once we get there after 18 weeks of regular season football. Now, on the show, I already talked about, we'll recap the winner as well as a preview to next week. The deadline to enter is noon on Thursdays. You got to get your picks in before that first Thursday night game. So injuries, there might be an injury announcement on Saturday that might have changed your pick, but it's just the way it goes. You got to have your picks in for all games by noon on Thursday. You'll also have the updated the following week's Professor DW form updated at noon on Tuesdays as well. And this podcast will come out every Wednesday, recapping everything. And there will be an article as well on the website, elisportsnetwork.com. That's also where you want to go to get signed up under the Professor DW tab. Once you sign up once, you'll enter your name, your email, your phone number, and where you follow Eli Sports, whether it be Facebook, X, Instagram. All those are completely fine. Once you enter once, we will send out the email to everyone who has entered. So that'll be kind of your reminder to get that entry in as well. All right, let's get to the picks for week 1 from Professor DW. Again, still don't know who this guy is. We know he doesn't really pick football games too well, but he sends us his picks via email every single week. So we'll go ahead and go through those for week 1. Opening game of the season, the professor likes the Philadelphia Eagles, defending Super Bowl champions, to take down the Dallas Cowboys, a popular pick. Always defending Super Bowl champs playing at home to open up the new season. There is a game on Friday, don't forget, in Brazil, and the professor has his first upset. He likes the Chargers to take down the Kansas City Chiefs. Defense and ball control for the Chargers. Going to kind of frustrate the Chiefs in that field in Brazil. You never really know what you're going to get. Moving in to Sunday, the professor likes the Atlanta Falcons to take down the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a huge NFC South matchup week 1. Then he likes the Cincinnati Bengals to get a rare Week 1 win over the Cleveland Browns. A lot of question marks about the Browns this season. In the first toss-up game, Professor likes the Indianapolis Colts to kind of win one for their late owner, Jim Irsay. He likes them to take down the Miami Dolphins. He likes the New England Patriots in a battle of new coaches. Mike Vrabel for the Patriots, he likes him and the Pats to take down the Las Vegas Raiders and new head coach Pete Carroll. Then the professor likes the Arizona Cardinals to beat the New Orleans Saints. The New York Jets to take down the Pittsburgh Steelers. Aaron Rodgers playing one of his former teams. He'll play in both this season, but Professor says the Steelers won't get that revenge against the Jets in Week 1. The Washington Commanders to take down the New York Giants is another pick, followed by the Jacksonville Jaguars to beat the Carolina Panthers. Both teams kind of trendy dark horse playoff picks in that one, but the professor says the Jags will get the job done. Last year's surprise team, the Denver Broncos, the professor thinks will take down number 1 pick Cam Ward and the Tennessee Titans in Ward's debut. A pick that is not going to be too well received in the Pacific Northwest. DW likes the San Francisco 49ers to take down the Seattle Seahawks. New quarterback Sam Darnold. Professor does not think he'll have too much time to throw. Likes the Niners defense to kind of rattle Darnold, especially since they'll be coming into the season healthy and the Niners get a big road win. Another big division matchup, the professor likes the Green Bay Packers to take down the Detroit Lions. Of course, the Packers making a big splashy move, getting Micah Parsons. That's right there is a big injury question going into Week 1. Will Parsons play and how effective will he be? But the professor says Green Bay would be just fine with or without him. Then to wrap up the afternoon slate, the Houston Texans take down the Los Angeles Rams, 2 teams that won their divisions a year ago and even won playoff games. Good battle there, but the Texans to get the job done. Sunday Night Football Week 1, 2 AFC favorites will do battle, but the Buffalo Bills defending their home field against the Baltimore Ravens is how DW sees it, and reigning MVP Josh Allen. And then Monday Night Football battle of 2 young quarterbacks, J.J. McCarthy making his NFL debut against Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. DW likes the Minnesota Vikings to get the job done in that one. So there are DW's picks. We'll also have those in the description below so you can kind of keep up to date with how the professor's doing. Of course, there's no really cheating allegations since DW 1 week just melted down ever since. I believe the losing is up to 35 weeks in a row. That's going to do it for the first DW podcast. Make sure to get on the website. Again, that's elisportsnetwork.com under the Professor W tab. Get signed up, get your picks in by noon, and make sure you come back here every week for more of the Professor DW podcast.